So the longing for somebody's time, attention, energy, and particularly when you've felt a whole lot of love and then fears are going to come up, beliefs are going to come up. That's where coming back to just really being with the longing, being with yourself, because anytime you're distracting yourself with eating or tasks, you're not being present to love in your body. So coming back to what's really important is remembering of breathing, and that the love you're seeking starts here with you. It's a really simple process around belief. One that I worked with last year, which has been quite significant and unraveled a lot. And it was a belief that I'd never identified until last year. But what came up for me was this belief of no one cares about me. Now, of course, I'm aware enough to know that that belief is not true, that there's a whole lot of people in my life who care about me. But when that belief arose last year, it literally felt crippling, and I could feel how that belief was having an effect on my relationship with Rod, because if I believe that no one cares about me, I also believe that Rod doesn't care about me. So then it was causing me to withhold things from Rod. It was causing me to be protective in friend and family situations, holding things back. There's a sense of me being limited because of that belief, the experience of love being limited because of that belief. And so when it came up, it felt really crippling, painful, and hard to be with. And it just kind of popped up in a journaling practice one morning. At first, I was just crying and crying of how devastated I felt about this belief, because I could see how big the impact of this belief has been on my life. Once I allowed space for the emotions, because there needs to be space for the emotions, but then bringing my awareness to it. So the emotions is the sensitivity part of it. Then bringing my awareness to it is to question the belief. No one cares about me. Is this true? Now, my mind knows that that's not true, but at the time, my body didn't want to believe that it wasn't true. So even this question, is it true that no one cares about me? I was getting no here, but my body was like, I don't want to say no. No doesn't feel true in my body. Then I asked for Rod's help with it, because I had that sense of like, this is a belief that has such strong hooks, and there's an unconscious part of me that doesn't want to let go of this belief. And I was unsure how to work with it. I could have held it for somebody else, but because it was mine, I asked for Rod's support. And so Rod asked me, he's like, is there a part of you that wants to hold on to it? And I'm like, yeah. And by holding on to it, what does it give you? It's like, it gives me familiarity, a sense of smallness. It means that I don't have to be as vulnerable with people. It gives me an excuse to hold things back. So then there were all these things that unraveled just by asking those questions. Is it true? Then is there a part of you that wants to hold on to it? What does it give me by holding on to it? And then when I could see what holding on to it was giving me, and then staying present with that sensation, the sensation of the smallness, the familiarity, not taking a risk, not being vulnerable. And so being with those sensations, and then Rod asked me again, so is it true that no one cares about you? I was like, no. Then it truly popped in my body. There's a sense of more space. So sometimes, of course, we need another person to support us in those things, because when we're up against blind spots in our own beliefs, it can be quite difficult to navigate those blind spots in our belief system solo. So that's where we often need that witness or that other person to be able to hold us when things are particularly sticky or uncomfortable. There's often a belief that love's meant to feel comfortable or good. Embodying love is really, we're saying yes to all of what's arising in our bodies. And sometimes what's arising in our body will feel uncomfortable and difficult to be with. And also these beliefs come up that sometimes it's a belief that I should feel a particular way. Sometimes it's a belief that somebody else should respond to me in a different way. And all of those beliefs need to be questioned in order for us to come back to love, to come back to the moment.